Hello, this is a tutorial to show you how to use the Gilchrist Community Center website and the resources they have on there. This list is pretty self-explanatory. There are many services in the county, but they are constantly being updated and each have varying hours of operation. So please feel free to contact Gilchrist Center at 240-777-4940 during Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, their hours of operation. Or you may also contact the Montgomery County Information Line at 240-777-0311 to get the most updated information. The first link you will see here are food resources. If you click on this link, you will see the directory of resources. You will find phone numbers and the last time it was updated, phone numbers, the last time it was updated, requirements to get seen, the hours in operation and days that the food pantries are open, as well as the websites, the addresses, and special notes that talk about requirements and eligibility limits. Most food pantries are allowed once a month, but you may go to one location a week to ensure that you have enough food for the month. And as you can see, there's several resources on this website. So please be sure to look at it and look at what is the nearest location that is convenient to your hours that you are able to pick up. Also, you want to make sure that you're within the zip code. Some agencies only cover certain zip codes, and you want to make sure that you're in the zip code that they cover. Sometimes they require that you bring an ID. Most places require that you bring a photo ID. Some places require you to make an appointment. Like Mana is definitely, you must call in before and make an appointment. But you can call this number. You don't need a referral. You can self-refer. And so this is a very good list. Short. It's just the main ones that the county usually uses for food pantries. The next list on the resource link is healthcare resources. These are local clinics for uninsured and those with Medicaid, and so the same thing applies. There's information on where the locations are. Locations are here. The phone numbers, the hours of operation, special notes about languages spoken, special notes on what offices are open. Some offices have closed through this pandemic. Some of them remain open. And whether or not you need an appointment. Most places are requiring an appointment. Most are also doing televisits, but some of them are doing in-person visits. You also will see any payment information, if that applies, and what you need to bring for eligibility. The majority of these are community clinics that are a part of the Montgomery Cares clinics are here below. And then there's services for children that are uninsured, different other groups, and Maryland Health Connection that right now has an open period actually till June 15th. This is outdated, but it's actually June 15, where you can call to apply if you think you may be eligible for Medicaid. If you have private insurance, these will likely not be able to take you, and so you want to call the number on the back of your card if you have private insurance. If you have Medicaid, most of these will take Medicaid, but you also want to call the number on the back of your MCO card as well if you have Medicaid. Like I said, the Maryland Health Connection application for Medicaid and the qualified health plans have been extended until June 15. If you think you're eligible to apply, you can fill out the application online or call 855-642-8572. This is important because, as you know, right now you need a doctor's order for the COVID-19 test in the state of Maryland, and so you want to make sure that you have coverage for health care. The next option of resources in the Gilchrist website is the mental health and domestic violence resources. And so these are also the same format. You'll have the names of the clinics or the agencies that are offering mental health services. You'll have the phone number, the last time it was updated, so you'll see what is the most current information. And you'll have the website, what is needed to, when it's available, the address, if they're offering in-person visits. The majority of places are offering only telehealth. Some clinics are in person. So these are all agencies that are receiving behavioral health or mental health and providing substance and mental health services, as well as domestic violence services. The Family Justice Resource Center works not only as not just as a mental health provider, but also for legal services. And this, as of March 25th, it's open and operating, but you have to call first. There's a different screening process now. And likewise, there's other agencies that you can contact. If this is something going on, if you are experiencing a domestic violence situation, you definitely want to contact the Montgomery County Crisis Center, which is here. This is for the Montgomery County Crisis Center. This is really anyone that's experiencing a mental health crisis that's immediate. So whether that's suicide ideation, domestic violence, or just you need immediate attention and you don't want to go to the hospital, that is an appropriate resource. But you definitely want to call first, see if they have any updated screening for the Montgomery County Crisis Center. I also want to mention that at the going back to the healthcare resources, clinics here, the majority of them do provide behavioral health for uninsured. So these clinics that are under the Montgomery Cares provide behavioral health services for individuals that are uninsured. So you definitely want to contact each clinic, depending on where you want to go, to make sure that they offer that service if that is what you're interested in. The following link is to the rent and bill utility assistance. This list contains both the county process to apply as well as local community agencies. We will talk about the county process to apply for utility in the next video. As you can see, the same format applies, where you'll have the information of the kind of service offered or the agency, and the phone number, the last date that it was updated, and the kind of services that is offered. The agencies that are not county, that are not Department of Social Services, like the Test Center, Ministries United, that are partner agencies, Catholic Charities, Interfaith Works, these are all non-Department of Health and Human Services agencies. They're just they're partner agencies. And so they have a different way of operating right now because of the COVID, so you definitely want to check the notes here. Some of them are asking only for appointments. Some of them have limited funding, but it is definitely worth to call. Some of these places are also agencies where you can get applications filled out if you're not able to fill them out yourself, especially because all of the Department of Health and Human Services in Montgomery County are closed, except for drop-offs or in special special emergencies, like the crisis center, is still open, but that's just one part of the entire building. And so you definitely want to look at the notes and see what the information, what is pertinent to to each agency. PEPCO, the information, the information here is also on the utility websites, like PEPCO, WSSC, which is the water, and Washington Gas. You definitely want to contact these agencies about your situation, because they are working with clients, they are working with consumers and customers to see what they can do. It is right now illegal for any utility shutoffs. This includes WSSC, PEPCO, Washington Gas, even internet and cable. They cannot turn these services off. And so if this is being terminated, you definitely want to contact the governor's office. This information will be provided at the end of the video. And you also want to contact Montgomery County information line at 240-777-0311 if this has happened. But like I said, this should not be happening. So you can see here the other agencies that are listed that may be providing financial assistance for bills or for prescriptions. It really also will depend on your address. For example, the helps, so Gaithersburg, Bethesda help, there's a Silver Spring help too. They only take individuals in those service zip codes. For example, in Must, they have to live in these areas. So you want to check with the agency before. Well, I don't know if they're taking in-person visits. Some of them are not. Well, this one says that it's continued to be open. But if they're not open, or they're taking appointments open only, you definitely want to call them to make sure that you are eligible in their county or in the address that you're in, that they also serve that address. This next link is a resource flyer for Montgomery County Public School Systems. And this is a shortened list of different the most common agencies for food assistance, mental health support. Some of these we already saw in the other list, but this is for, any educational resources pertaining to students. There's also the this is not the list for the food that they're giving out. This is just additional resources that you can also find helpful. The next list and the last one is for older adults. And it first talks about testing, needing to contact urgent care if you feel like you're having symptoms, needing to first contact your medical doctor. Before going, please don't go without contacting first whatever office you're trying to visit, whether it's your primary care doctor or an urgent care. You want to first call them before the appointment, so that you can go during an appropriate time or follow their procedures. Again, if you do not have medical insurance but you feel you may be eligible, you can apply through the marketplace. And I just want to show you what this website is. This is actually the marketplace website, marylandhealthconnection.gov. And you just want to either sign in if you already have an account, or create an account to apply for Medicaid and or qualified, or not and or, but or qualified health plans. That's another available plans that are available in Maryland. For low-income residents who may not be eligible, you already know that you may not be eligible for health insurance. You definitely want to contact the Montgomery Cares program. We saw that in the list for healthcare resources. We saw that there. If you have any more questions on the type of medical resources, you can contact the information line 240-777-30311 or the Gilchrist Immigrant Resource Center, which is the website we're on, 240-777-4940. And this part just talks about the what to do if you feel like you're having symptoms. Some questions that you can ask yourself is, would your symptoms have prompted you to seek medical attention if we weren't in this COVID pandemic? And so that's a good way to screen your symptoms. If your answer is no, if this was not something that would have worried you, had we not been in a pandemic, then it's best to call your primary care physician and talk to them about your symptoms before going to the hospital. If you feel like this is something that would have concerned you, then you definitely want to go to the nearest urgent care or 911. If you feel like this was something that would have concerned you before the pandemic, this isn't something sort of as a result of the pandemic, you just feel like this is urgent. And so it just tells you some instructions on what to do. But it's best to contact your doctor or urgent care or emergency room if you are able to before going. This next part just talks about internet access, as well as other senior resource centers, senior resource programs like Senior Check or Friendly Visitor Program for seniors that are alone or have limited capabilities. They can get matched, and the Gilchrist Center is the place that's getting that's doing these screens and providing this information. This is also another just more information on different services for elderly. Aging and disability services is also an important program to reach out to if you're having questions about services for seniors, especially those without internet access. And then the next area that it talks about are just essentials like food resources. Again, we're going to talk about this website in a minute in the next video. Local area grocery stores that are offering shopping senior hours. So these are important. It's important for seniors to know. I believe this information is only in English for now. But these are all area grocery stores that are providing seniors with special hours. And it tells you the hours that they're open, the days, the names of the stores, the address, the phone number. So this is useful information to have if you have seniors in your home or you have loved ones that are seniors. And then this next one is just information about being cautious about scams who are taking money and taking advantage, especially of seniors in this area, in this time, unfortunately. So just some instructions on how to do that. Just be suspicious of any emails claiming to be from the CDC, unless they are actually from there, and you can always go on the websites to check if this information is the same. You want to ignore online offers for vaccinations and cures. Right now, there are no vaccines and there is no cure, and you want to, there are no tests other than with a prescription. So also please do not open the door to individuals that say that they are offering home testing. That is not available right now. You want to not answer blocked numbers or robocalls. You want to hang up right away. You definitely don't want to give any personal information. You want to do your homework before doing donations. You want to go to the actual websites of agencies like the Red Cross or whatever. You want to go to the actual websites instead of doing it through email. It's just always best to do that. And you want to also be aware of online sellers that are selling high demand products. Just be on the lookout, because when emergencies come, these scammers are also very active in trying to commit fraud. And then again, here's some other resources for seniors, agencies that have useful things on their websites. Again, there's programs in the county through the Department of Maryland Aging and Disability, and of course the county's Aging and Disability, to connect individuals with volunteers who can help them to do some shopping, or to do just provide companionship, or check in as well. This is very important. It's called Senior Call Check Programs, and it's a free resource for residents over 65, Maryland residents. You can call here to register. You can also go on their website, but you can also contact the Aging and Disability number to get registered, to volunteer, as well as to receive this service. And just further links of other areas for seniors. If you have any questions on this information, as usual, you can call the Montgomery County information line at 240-777-0311. And of course, you can always call the Gilchrist Center for more information, especially for the resources we just went over, which are on their website, at 240-777-4940, to ask them if you have any further information, any further questions about the resources listed here. Thank you very much for watching.